Hello and welcome to podcast of the Parkys Wrestling Special.
Today we're going to talk about shitey wrestling games. Well, not really shitey wrestling games.
Just Raw.
Just
we're
Raw.
talking about
We're
Raw.
talking
in
about
general.
Raw. So Raw 1 was an unfinished game, right? So I gave it the benefit of the doubt. But then Raw 2 came out and it still sucked. So when we were walking about fucking like our shopping mall or fucking shopping centre,
Shopping centre.
we seen the fucking game for like kicking about 50 quid.
50 quid. Fucking went up to 70 quid in some places.
Aye.
Just for this fucking shitty game.
Aye.
We end up finding it on like a charity shop for 3 quid, so we were fine. So we end up fucking playing this fucking game that was highly revealed for Xbox, I guess.
It's got shit reviews. It has got shit reviews now. if you look at the reviews, they are shit, and the reasons given for why it's shit is because it was unfinished when they released it. And so this is why I bought Raw 2, because I thought, okay, this will be the finished version.
Raw 1 for a second here.
Okay.
It was slow motion. The hit detection was way up. There was no story mode. There was no manager mode. There was no fuck all in it. You could pick a weapon, I guess. The roster was bullshit. Triple H looked like fucking shit.
The game just in general sucked ass.
It was.
And I don't know why they fucking.
Actually, by the way, could you put your own soundtracks in it though? Since it was Xbox.
You could, yes.
You could. That's a plus.
You could put, because my soundtrack was Soul and Fire by him. That was and you could the guy wasn't too bad, and you get your soundtrack and stuff like that. You had to pick for, obviously, my intro was Lita's video, and my theme song was Soul and Fire by him. So that was a bonus yet, but I mean the rest of the game. See the graphics in the game were fucking amazing. The
facial graphics were terrible. Even SmackDown 2 did fucking better fucking facial graphics on the wrestling then.
I didn't really notice the facial graphics when I was playing the game, to be fair.
They were fucking awful.
I remember Booker T looking alright.
They were...
Wait a minute, am I thinking of the right game? No,
you're thinking about the right game.
Aye.
They look terrible.
Aye.
The face, no, I'm not talking about the body.
It came out fucking like years later that Raw 1 was rushed. It was kind of similar to fucking there was another game that was rushed, so they released a part of Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 3.
You can't combine the Raw games
together. You just combine the Raw games, it'd probably be a pretty good game, but
no, wouldn't it be? Because
it sucked as well.
Raw 2 still runs in slow motion.
Aye, so I bought Raw 2 a couple of years ago, going like that, right, well the game is unfinished, so I mean I put off buying Raw 2 for God knows how long, because Raw 1 sucked so bad, because I thought it was going to be the same shit. And it basically is the same fucking shit. You get more characters and more match fucking variation stuff like that, but the gameplay sucks. It's so fucking bad. I mean, it's worse than Legends of Wrestling. It's actually worse than Legends of Wrestling.
Hogan is American man, and the only real king is still Andre. The only real kill is...
Aye, that one.
The only real giant is still Andre. Fuck's sake, I got the song wrong.
Aye.
Fuck's sake.
Legends of Wrestling on GameCube wasn't too
Legends
bad.
of Wrestling isn't that bad. It's the third game that sucked like fuck. The first two are average.
It wasn't too bad.
And it has a banging soundtrack in Legends of Wrestling 2. They're Breaking Benjamin and shit like that.
Aye. But I mean, most of it, like fucking Here Comes the Pain and fucking Here Comes the Pain and Know Your Role had pretty good fucking soundtracks as well.
Mostly all wrestling soundtracks were good up until recent years, where they got rappers to take everyone like that, and they did away with all the metal tunes.
And
and they're doing that with NXT now. There's like, oh no, we're not doing the metal thing with NXT. It's like, what you do? Have you seen that new NXT logo? It's fucking multi colours.
I was going to say the gay colours, but that's not PC. But it does kind of look kind of. How do I put it a polite way? Camp. It does look kind of fucking camp.
It looks camp, and that's no NXT. NXT isn't camp. NXT was raw back in the day. NXT was metal. NXT prided itself being on with all the metal bands. It played the fucking Download Festival. It prided itself bringing these bands up, like fucking Code Orange and shit like that. And it prided itself on being part of the metal community. So you bring in this new multicoloured TNA, NXT, no TNA.
NXT.
NXT. You bring in this multicoloured TNA, NXT.
Triple H is on the search over and I mean.
No, because Vince and Bruce Pritchard of all fucking people.
Pritchard.
Aye. Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon.
Pritchard.
Aye.
Is this Pritchard?
Aye. Bruce Pritchard. He did TNA for a while. I mean, I'm sure he has wrestling knowledge. I'm sure he's great at what he does, but he doesn't fit the NXT brand.
Is he kind of like fucking Vince Russo, who thought fucking having a miscarriage was like good TV?
He's not as bad as him. He's pretty much the lamer, no want to push it that far at all, but no want to push anything at all.
So he wants to push it, but doesn't want to push it?
No, he doesn't want to push anything at all. That he wants to sit and be safe and be happy John Cena. That's your Bruce Pritchards of the world.
Bruce Pritchard.
He did Impact for a while, and he's fine, but he's vanilla. He's shite. He's not going to innovate. He's not going to fucking do anything.
So this actually brings me my next point. I'll just fucking call this podcast the Parkys fucking wrestling talk, because what do you think about Benoit?
I love Benoit.
Right. Okay,
nothing that will change my mind about Benoit. I fucking love him. He was a great wrestler. He was a phenomenal wrestler.
Where do you stand in Benoit? One, did he kill his family willingly? Two, was it because he took so much fucking shots to the head that it fucking gave him
I think it was a brain injury.
Or three, do you think it was a setup for Benoit? Because some people believe it was a setup, other people think it was brain injuries, other people think he was just a fucking knob.
I think it was a brain injury.
Well, I mean, but there's wrestlers that said that he worked with Benoit in ECW, and they had people like Sabu and stuff like taking real headshots where he always hit his hand when he was taking headshots, but he always did the flying headbutt. And plus, when he had died and they did the autopsy in his brain and stuff like that, his brain was like an 80-year-old man with Alzheimer's. Aye.
I think it was a brain injury.
And plus, anybody else that knows, I mean, so there's again another two sides of this. Anybody that knows fucking Chris Benoit says
always said that it was amazing.
He wasn't that type of guy. But his neighbours and his name, no William Watt, he's Scottish. Fucking William Regal. William Regal was one of his neighbours, and says that they two were constantly fighting, like having fucking massive fucking arguments, and then one day he thought, and then
that was
it wasn't Sabu said it. Who the fuck
few
was
years
it?
before.
Who was it said it? No, it was right up to the time he died. Who was it?
No, because it was living with fucking Eddie Guerrero's fucking
Vicky. No.
No. That I'm wrong now. It was
No, he'd been living in his own gaff, and William Regal stayed nearby, and he'd heard them arguing like constantly for like fucking like a year and a half. They'd been arguing. And then, what do you think of the fact that so there's two ways of how his veins died, right? And one of the ways was that he had took chemicals and water and injected his veins to kill them. And then there's the other one that he gave him a crippler crossface, but I think that was meant to be a joke. I mean, I don't know, it might be a sick joke, but I mean, I think that was meant to be a joke. He gave his veins a crippler crossface. I mean, I don't know. But here's the thing, guys. There was, I can't remember the wrestler's name, but he said that he had a towel round the rope, so that if it didn't survive it, then he wouldn't have like a scar on his neck. So he put a towel on the rope before he killed himself. And this happened over 3 days. You would think that Chris Benoit over 3 days would maybe snap out of it, especially since he was still wrestling.
After he did it, then he snapped out of it and then killed himself.
But I mean, this because for like 3 days. It was over the course of 3 days.
No, because they were already dead.
So he killed them the fucking first day, and then like the
he just kicked him out for like 2 days.
So that's why he snapped out it, and then decided when he was going to kill himself to actually put like a towel around what was going to break his neck, or sorry, choke him out.
Yeah. I think it was head injuries. I think it changed his entire personality.
Well, here's
I
the
mean,
thing is,
look. Yeah. No, I'll talk about this later on. How head injuries affect a person's
well, I mean, there's a
personality.
lot of American football players and wrestlers that end up committing suicide. They're
Nah.
not violent, but they end up committing suicide. There was one not too long ago who was driving and she had all these fucking head injuries and so many concussions. What was her name? I can't remember her name, so I'm going to fucking talk about it because I like to get my facts right when I talk about shit like this.
Yeah, it's hard coming off the cuff and talking about
Exactly, I
stuff
like
this.
I like to get my facts straight. Before it was a lassie and she was driving and she wanted her own brain to get diagnosed, and the only way she could do that is by killing herself because she had the same thing Kristen Bad, the fucking I can't remember the name yet. But she and the NFL players, they all had it as well, and they were trying to fucking raise awareness. So she had it as well when she was driving in her car, and she goes like, the only way we can fucking sort this out is if people examine my brain, and she ended up killing herself and donating her brain to science to thing this. But anyway, we'll get off the Crispin Wattock for a second, and we'll talk about fucking the best promotion that's out there now.
ICW.
Is Ring of Honor still going?
It's still gone. It's garbage right now.
Is it? I don't watch a lot of wrestling these days.
Because the still all the wrestlers are in AEW right now. Fucking Ring of Honor is a pure shell. It's nothing.
Is that guy fucking the guy who hates Vince Russo? What's his name? He was a WWF showrunner back in the day as well. Oh, I can't remember fucking remember his name. No, Jim Ross. I can't remember his fucking name. Fuck it. But he hates Vince Russo. He hates him.
The name is on my myth.
Something Daniels. Fucking
nope. The name is my myth. Glasses, fat guy.
Aye, that's exactly. Aye, that guy.
Yeah.
Aye.
He's no part of any.
Because he was part of he was part of Ring of Honor for a good while, but I think that was about 10 years ago.
No, it wasn't 10. It's long as that. Before the pandemic, he got kicked out for talking shit. I think he got like Me Too or some shit like that.
That would make sense, right? Because you get a wee bit of. So he was completely against the fucking. There was a scene in WCW where this lassie was pregnant and she got knocked off a ring, she had a miscarriage, and he spoke out about it because that was Vince Russo's fucking idea. And he goes like, if my fucking daughter or my girlfriend was there and they had post-traumatic stress about them losing a fucking daughter, and I told him and I phoned that Vince Russo up and told him what a piece of shit he was for doing that. Anyway, Jim Cornette fucking hates Vince Russo.
And Vince Russo fucking hates Jim Cornette.
I don't blame him, so he's phoning up and goes, I can't believe you fucking did shit like this, and then
by the way, he does his fucking exact same shit when he's writing shit. He was just fucking
he was that prick as well. You've seen all when he came up with the fucking boxing matches in WWF. Because what was it? JBL said he can knock him his cunt in this whole business, and Jim Cornette came up with the idea of a fucking boxing match, and it was to push one of the wrestlers.
It was to push Mark Merrill,
and he get knocked out in the fucking first round. So
he get injured.
No, he get knocked out in the first round. There was no fucking and the guy's punishment was he had to face the fucking that big fucking boxer.
Bart Gunn won it.
Bart Gunn won it. But he was meant to win it.
He was never meant to.
He was never meant to win it. So
his punishment was to face Butterbean.
Butterbean. And Butterbean even said, it goes like, do you know what, see if he did the boxing style that he did in the wrestling, he'd probably have a chance, but the fact is he went away and learned boxing, and he tried to box me rather than just doing what he was doing, and that's why he get knocked out in like fucking 3 punches.
Just act like a street fighter.
See if he did that, he'd probably have a better chance. That's what fucking Butterbean said, because like, see if he just did what he did in the ring, when he wasn't a boxer, he'd probably have a better chance, but he tried to learn boxer, and he tried to box a boxer, which wasn't going to end well for him, which it didn't. Because I was trying to push Mark Merrill at that point, and he was meant to win it.
I'm sure it's Mark
But it all started, whatever who it was, but it all started with fucking JBL saying that he can knock fuck out MD, and Jim Cornette going like that, is that right? And he fucking manufactured this boxing
Brawl
thing.
for all.
Brawl for all, aye. And later on he goes like, maybe that wasn't the greatest idea, and I was like, no shit, fucking wrestling. Because he's the same guy, he goes like, I like real wrestling, I like proper wrestling, I don't want in your grammar shit, I want real wrestling, but in your organised fucking boxing matches, you weirdo.
So I fucking, if you were to get back to wrestling properly, what federation would you watch?
Probably fucking AEW. AEW? Aye, AEW. Probably because of what I've heard for it, no because of what I've seen, but I heard there's like wrestling back in the day, so I'd probably watch it.
That's what I'm watching right. By the way, match of the year was fucking Young Bucks versus the fucking Lucha Bros in a cage match.
Great
it was
match.
Fucking phenomenal.
That sounds like a great match.
It was fucking phenomenal. It was just mind blowing. I was glued to my fucking screen. I haven't watched wrestling in a while by then.
So for context, I love late 90s and early 2000s wrestling, and I liked it up until a point, but it just started getting too fucking shite basically for me. And I used to watch, I still watched ICW for a good while after that, but then I couldn't find it on YouTube and shit like that anymore.
Well, ICW couldn't go because of the pandemic and shit like that.
So I still watching it, still watching ICW. But when it comes to like WWE, I'll watch SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania, and that's basically it. That's it. That's all I really watch.
WrestleMania was good this year because we watched it up in your house.
Because that's what I watch. I watch SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. That's what I watch.
It's just the rest of it, WWE is fucking garbage. They
don't
know what they're doing.
That's why I still fucking watching it. It was bollocks.
I can't watch the TV shows. I can't watch. It's too many ads. See if there wasn't any ads, I could just watch. See
if there wasn't any ads, I'd probably still wouldn't watch it. I think it's fucking bollocks. I think it's just
bollocks. But
I mean, there's no innovation in what they were doing, right? So this is go back to 2018, right? Actually, no, 2017, 2018, right? When I started just watching SummerSlam, WrestleMania, and Royal Rumble.
I just watched pay-per-views.
And even at that, see, fucking 2 years ago, I stopped watching Royal Rumble because the Women's Royal Rumble was the main match, and they couldn't fucking wrestle. Well, I'm not saying they couldn't fucking reach the watch. So they're actually fucking they're throwing themselves over the ropes. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Now, I'm not saying that they can't wrestle because there is a good few brilliant women wrestlers out there, but there's a good few that aren't very good. And there was some fucking wrestlers that they blotched a bunch of moves, they're throwing themselves and everything. I'm like, this is fucking, but why is this the main fucking thing?
Why is this a thing?
Why is this the main event? Why is this the main event in Royal Rumble? You get women about 5'4" who are jumping over the ropes. It's like, oh, well, this isn't fake a fucking towel. Now, wrestling isn't fake, it's choreographed. There's a fucking difference. It's like saying dancing's fake. Dancing's not fake. It's like saying fucking stuntmen do fake shit. Stuntmen don't do fake shit. Stuntmen do fucking stunts. Same with wrestling. It's not fake, it's choreographed. But see, when you see shit like that, it's like it completely ruins the illusion.
Nah.
Anyway, that's our time up. Thank you for watching.
Wait for part 2 of wrestling because
part 2 of wrestling
there next week.